Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, Wooden Railway Adventures, Episode 147, Toad the Brakevan, Missing in Action. It had been a long, hard day on the island of Sodor, and Oliver and his faithful brakevan Toad had worked very hard. They had managed to keep the trucks barely under control. It had been a valiant effort, and luckily they had succeeded. "Phew," said Oliver as they returned to the yard. "Wow, those trucks, they were quite troublesome, weren't they, Toad?" "Indeed, Mr. Oliver," said Toad. "I thought we weren't going to have 'em for the longest time, but it turns out, well, we managed." "Indeed," said Oliver. "Well, Toad, I guess I better be getting back to the shed. Whew, it's freezing out here. I can't wait to get back to my warm shed." Because the sheds were so full, there was no place for Toad to sleep, and therefore Oliver usually put Toad in the yard. "Are you sure you want to sleep out here? It's freezing. I know I couldn't sleep out here." "Oh, don't worry, Mr. Oliver," said Toad. "I'll be perfectly fine." Are you sure?" "Yes, don't worry about me, Mr. Oliver. Go back to your warm, cozy shed." But Oliver wouldn't have it. "No," he said. "I sleep in my cozy shed every night. I can spend one night out here with my best friend." "Oh, Mr. Oliver, that's so kind of you." "No problem at all, Toad," said Oliver. Soon, however, Oliver and Toad grew very bored. They didn't know what to do, and they couldn't fall asleep. "Well," said Toad, Mr. Oliver, what do the big engines do before they go to bed?" "They usually tell stories," said Oliver. "Well, perfect," said Toad. "I have a story that I can tell." Really?" said Oliver. "I think I've heard all of your stories." "You've never heard this one," said Toad. "I bet I have," said Oliver. "No, you haven't," said Toad. "Have I ever told you about the time that when your train broke away that I went through the magic buffers?" Oliver gasped. "No," he said. You haven't. Wow, I can't believe I totally forgot about that. It's been over a year and I haven't even asked you. That's why I want to tell it to you, Mr. Oliver," said Toad. "May I begin?" "Of course," said Oliver. Please begin, Toad. Please begin. I want to hear the story." "Then that's settled," said Toad. "Let the story begin." It was a warm summer day on the island of Sodor, just like any other, in fact, and the two of us had just arrived in the yard. Today we were going to pull a goods train, Mr. Oliver, and like usual, you were at the front, and I was at the back. We were just getting ready to set off, when suddenly Stanley puffed in very urgently and stopped at the edge of a tunnel. "Oliver," said Stanley, "can you help me?" "What's going on?" said Oliver. "Well, Billy left the yard very early this morning," said Stanley, "and he accidentally forgot a truck. Could I please attach it onto your train right here?" Sorry, Mr. Stanley," said Toad. "That's a no-go." "Yeah, Toad's right," said Oliver. "With the new rules regarding the Sodor Rules and Regulations rulebook, we can now have more than 4 cars right here. And as you can see, we already have 4 cars. Sorry, Stanley, we're booked to the limit." "Oh, bother," said Stanley. "But what if the truck is empty? It doesn't have anything in it, and it won't have anything in it for the rest of the day." "I suppose we can make an exception. What would you say, Toad?" I think we can, Mr. Oliver," said Toad. "Then that's excellent," said Stanley. Where would you like this truck?" "Put it back by Toad in case he's lots of trouble." "All right, are we ready to leave?" "I think so," said Toad. "Can you guys please get a move on it?" said Wilbur. "I need to get Rocky to the sheds here so that we can start the rebuilding process." "Oh, sorry, Wilbur," said Oliver. "Anyway, let's get out of here, Toad." And with that, Oliver began to move forward. Just as Oliver got to the turntable, however, he stopped so that Toad could be uncoupled and that the new truck could be put in place. This new truck was a very interesting truck, to say the least. Oliver and Toad had worked on the island of Sodor for many years, and they had never seen this truck before. Said Oliver. "I've been on the island of Sodor for decades, it seems, but this truck is brand new. I wonder what he's doing here." But Toad didn't have time to ask questions. Soon the train was off, and the truck didn't say anything. "We went all over the island of Sodor that day, Mr. Oliver. I can't believe you don't remember any of this. We went to almost every station on the island of Sodor, it seemed like, always doing different types of jobs, having the workmen unload goods from the train that we were pulling. I was exhausted. I don't know about you, but I was ready for the day to be done. We arrived at the top station so that some workmen could unload some goods from the freight cars. The new truck hadn't said a word up until this point, and that's when I made my worst mistake. I let my guard down. I was staring at the sights and sounds of the narrow-gauge railway when he finally spoke up. "Hey," he said, "what's going on here?" "What do you mean, what's going on here?" said Fred. "Are we going to play a trick or not?" "Of course we're not going to play a trick. This is Oliver and Toad. We're dealing with some of the most experienced engines and brake vans on the entire railway. Are you insane?" "Oh, I don't know. Am I?" "Ugh, what's this truck doing here anyway?" "Hey, what's going on back there?" said Scruffy. This new truck is telling me what to do. I am not, said the new truck. I'm just trying to think of some innovation here. We don't need innovation, said Scruffy, and we don't play tricks on Oliver and Toad. It's common sense. I bet I could teach you trucks some new things. I highly doubt that, said Fred. We've tried almost everything in the book. Yeah, we've tried a lot of things, said Scruffy. Whatever then, said the new truck. Let's just sit back here and do nothing and let this engine and brake van toss us around. Wouldn't you agree? We're not letting them toss us around, said Scruffy. It's common sense. We don't want to get scrapped. No, said Fred. I don't want to get scrapped either. Well, fine, said the new truck. Just be like that. All right then, Smarty Pants, said Scruffy, growing nervous. What do you suggest we do? How about when we get to a certain part of the island that I've seen before, we'll play a trick? Whatever, said Fred. Scruffy, this new truck's insane. Just insane. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I can see that, said Scruffy. Oh, look, we're moving. Fine, let's get going. A new truck? Well, you know what? We'll play your trick. We'll see if you can try anything new. I do know a lot of things, said the new truck, and they won't see it coming. And with that, we pulled out of the station. We had just made our final stop of the day when the trucks finally decided to carry out their plan. About time, said Scruffy. You've been telling us how great this plan is for the past 2 hours, and now we finally get to do it. About time, I would say. Patience, said the new truck, is a virtue. Oh, look, the train stopped. Here's our chance. Oliver had stopped us because we were going to go up a very, very big viaduct. And we're going to go up a very big hill up to a viaduct, and Oliver needed some help. Peep, peep, he said. Toad, are you with me? I'm with you, Mr. Oliver. All right, said Oliver. Let's go, Toad. I might need some braking help. These trucks won't get us this time. And with that, Oliver started to go up the hill. Hold back! Hold back! This is so unoriginal, said Scruffy. We've done this 1,000,000 times and nothing has ever happened. Oliver was panting hard. Ugh, he said. Almost there. Continue to hold back, said the new truck. Don't tell us what to do, said Scruffy. This plan isn't working. And just like that, suddenly, the coupling snapped, and we rattled down the hill. The trucks were just as surprised as I was. Hurrah, hurrah, they said. I can't believe it actually worked, said the new truck. Hey, you actually do know what you're doing, said Scruffy. Look, the entire train has come with us. The only thing that's left on top of that hill is Oliver. He'll never catch up to us, said Fred. All right, said the new truck. We need a game plan now. Does Oliver have any close friends? Yeah, he does. Duck. Well, where is this Duck located? He's at the station, Elsbridge Station. We can go and smash into him. And his passengers, said Fred. No, said Toad. Please, they've done nothing. Silence, said the new truck. All right, he said. Now let's make our way to Elsbridge Station as fast as we can so that Oliver doesn't catch up with us. Hurrah, hurrah, said the rest of the trucks. We soon were making our way over the top of the hill. I didn't know what to do. I was out of control, and my brakes weren't working. But suddenly something very peculiar happened. We were making our way around a bend, and right in front of us was Percy. Ah, said Percy. What are you guys doing here? Watch out, I said. We're not going to have time to stop. But just then I did some quick thinking. I realized that Elsbridge Station was just down the track, and Duck was there. His passengers, they were going to get hit. I had to do something. Without even thinking, I switched us onto the other line. All of a sudden, however, I hit the front of Murdoch's goods train. I went up in the air for a brief second and then came crashing down, but I was still on the track. Then, because we had so much speed, we started running the freight train off the track. Oh no, said the trucks. The plan is not working anymore. Yes, it is, said the new truck. Keep going. We're going to do just fine. And with that, suddenly Murdoch's train collapsed off the track. Splintering wood and barrels were flying everywhere, but it had worked. Ah, said Toad. As we made our way around the bend. This isn't gonna work. What are we going to do now? said the truck. He's diverted us. Look, there are some buffers over there. Maybe we can hit him against them. Yeah, let's do that, said the new truck. And with that, they kept the remaining speed. But it wasn't enough. We slowly began to decrease speed. We were inching our way towards the buffers. Phew, I said. That was going to be a close one. And just before we stopped, suddenly, there was Percy. He cobbled up to the back of the train and stopped it. I was inches from the buffers. Whew, he said. That was a close one. You naughty truck, said Percy. Ugh, what is Sir Topham Hatt going to think about this when I say... Just then, however, Percy was about to pull away when suddenly he accidentally went backwards, as his driver had now switched him. I touched the front of the buffers, and before I knew it, I was transported onto the magic railroad. The only thing left between the buffers, and where I was this new, troublesome truck. And that's where my story ends, Mr. Oliver. You happen to know the rest. I was transported onto the Magic Railroad, where I met Lady. She was kind and nice, and kept me safe from those prowling diesels. And who do you know to show up 2 weeks later? Thomas, out of all the engines on the island of Sodor. He was very happy to see me too, and he brought me back, and I was able to be reunited with my friends. Oh, Mr. Oliver, it was a terrible 2 weeks. I didn't know what I was going to do, since I wasn't with you. And I hope that you did all right as well, while I wasn't with you either. But oh well, life has returned to normal, and the funny thing is I haven't seen that truck anywhere since. I wonder where he's gone off to. He certainly didn't go through the buffers while I was there, otherwise I would have seen him. He's probably hiding away on some siding where nobody can find him. What do you think, Mr. Oliver? Where do you think he is? Mr. Oliver? Oliver didn't reply. Mr. Oliver? Soon Toad realized something. Oliver was sound asleep, snoring peacefully. Huh! Said Toad. Well, I really didn't intend for Mr. Oliver to fall asleep on that, but I guess it must have been a pretty good story. Wouldn't you say so, Byron? Indeed, Mr. Toad, said Byron. I might have to come back to the yard here a few more times to hear your excellent stories. And with that, Byron pulled away. He said. At least Byron enjoyed it. Well, it's getting late. I better get some sleep. Good night, Mr. Oliver. And with that, Toad the Brakevan fell asleep.
Now that's a good story.